Powwownow is a conference calling company. What we do is we provide conference calls, web sharing, screen sharing and video to the SME marketplace. We're an SME ourselves, so we're about £13 million in turnover. We're based here in Richmond in Surrey, and we have about 60 staff. One of our big features is that it's a very straightforward service to use. You can use it almost instantly. You give us your email address and you're live. And it's a very low-cost service. So for the price of the cup of coffee that you're drinking during the call, you get the conference call with those other people. I suppose the Eureka moment for us was working out how we could create a service for people that wasn't difficult. So it was a service where we didn't have to go through a form-filling exercise and speak to an agent. It was something that could be signed up online and then billed through a phone bill. It's a little bit, the way we got there is that we were looking around the rest of the world, and a bit like EasyJet looked to Southwest Airlines in America for their low-cost model, we found an American service provider that used the same tactic over there. So effectively we realised that that was a good idea in the US and we could do a similar thing in the UK. You come to a startup with your history, so the things that you've done, but almost in every case you're going to be not three-dimensional enough to run a company on your own. So a large amount of this is to build the team around you. I came to this particular industry with skills as a computer project manager. I happen to have been working in sales teams and logistics teams, so I knew a fair bit about how businesses worked. What I did is I found people that were like-minded and had complementary skills in sales and marketing, complementary skills in finance, and people that have much better technical skills than I do. Working on your own is very hard. You have to get people around you that share your vision and understand that it's going to be a bumpy road along the way. And I suppose that's one of our successes, and it would be my biggest bit of advice to a startup company: make sure you've got the right team together. After that, the challenges became about cash flow, so making sure that we didn't spend too much money before the revenue came in. Then probably the last biggest challenge was deciding to build a brand. And building a brand is a big leap of faith, or a big act of faith, because you stop spending money which gives you direct income at any given moment and start building a brand name, which is expensive but pays dividends later. One of the other things you really have to consider is your idea or the proposition. Put really simply, I don't think you should start an idea unless you can see how it's going to earn £1,000 a day. That doesn't mean that it's going to earn £1,000 a day next week or next month or even next year, but unless the business idea has some kind of scale, you're going to struggle. Effectively, you're going to be self-employed rather than running a business. Many people will tell you what you can't do, and to be successful you really have to work it out for yourself and then go with your gut instinct. It's probably not something that people would advise you that you can do. It's probably another bit of good advice not to do something you've never done before. So it's probably quite important that you have a bit of history in the area that you're working. So you have to absolutely decide what you're going to do and concentrate all of your efforts. There's going to be 100 different things that you could do, and you've got to boil that down to one and go for it. Having said that, at some point you may realise that that isn't working, and I think it's technically known as a pivot at that point, and the best thing you can do is not stop but change direction. So there will be something in what you're doing that's working. It's probably worth remembering that within this space we are a large British company in this small niche market, and I think everybody that works here gets our mission, they get what we want to do, and they like coming to work every day. So that bit makes me proud. And I think the other bit that makes me proud is the brand that we've built. It's a well-known brand in the business-to-business space, and I think to do that with something which is as low interest a category as conference calling is quite an achievement.